Okay, I'd like to call the Albany Conservation Commission monthly meeting of April 1st, 2025 to order at 6:32 p.m. We don't have any appointments today, so we'll jump right into new business. May I have a motion for the approval of the meeting minutes of March 4th, 2025?
So moved.
I wasn't here, so.
Okay, I'll second it. So I'll put those on the floor. Is there any discussion? Additions, subtractions, comments? All right, hearing none, I'll take a vote to approve the meeting minutes of March the 4th. All those in favor? Aye. None are opposed? Passes.
Right.
I don't have anything super duper to report, but I thought, yeah, it is April and we start to bounce around a possible spring cleanup for the Albany Town Forest.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to dry off pretty soon, sooner than usual.
I'll be available second week of July.
All right.
Yeah, we're leaving 17th of this month.
Are you?
So.
All right.
For how long?
Rest with the camper till July.
Cool.
So.
Camping?
FYI, I'm gonna miss
Yep.
a few meetings.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so get that, run by me too, again?
We're headed out west,
Ah.
dragging the camper.
Yeah, from
Yep.
this, from what date to what date?
April 17th
Yeah?
to
July.
July.
Something.
Oh, something?
Something.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay.
Good for you.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm not gonna be able to help you out with that.
Oh.
I will run around if it stops snowing.
Right.
Yeah.
With a
I know.
chainsaw.
Yeah.
You know, in the next couple of weeks.
I see
Thank you.
some people parking there last week.
Oh yeah, people are always in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just every time I want to get out there.
I
it
wonder with
snows.
the wind,
Right.
how much potential blowdown there might be.
Right, that's why I wanted
Right.
to kind of do
Yeah.
a preemptive run around. I'll send an email.
Thank you.
If it was just too much to
Okay.
do all of it.
Okay, great.
Right.
Thank you. All right, Court and Sean.
Yeah, well, that's assuming there isn't a ton of blowdown, shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, I'm going to be away May 3rd through the 10th.
Okay. Okay.
And then I have a celebration of life that I have to attend on the 17th. We've had a death in the family.
Uh-huh.
So, if you wanted to do it in May, like later in May,
When won't you be here?
The third.
May 3rd?
Before the bugs come out.
Right, I know. So usually around Father's Day in June, the bugs start to,
Yeah, I usually try to get it done before Memorial Day weekend,
Right.
basically.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
So-
Lots of people in there too.
oh yeah, Memorial Day weekend is the 25th, 26th. So yeah, it is. Darn it.
Well, what, I'm wondering about like April 26th or May 3rd.
May 3rd, I will not be here, but the 26th, I'm
It's still gonna be
available.
underwater.
Yeah, I'd say, if you
Yeah,
want to do
sometimes
April,
it's still underwater.
April 26th,
Yeah, we could
is
do-
that a
we could
Saturday?
do-
Well, at least do the first run through, and then if we need to go back and maybe early June before the black flies hit.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure, fine, April 26th.
Okay,
Which day?
9 a.m.
Yeah, sure.
sure, okay.
I'll fly back. Yeah, we can charge it too. It's part of our expenses. Right.
Okay,
My airfare.
all right, I'll see who else I might be able to scare up. Jake's working overnights, so depending on how tired he is, see if you could at least do a 9 to 10 or whatever.
Yeah, let's see, I mean, if, might get lucky, who knows?
Yeah.
It may just be a walkthrough.
I'll definitely send an email saying what I see.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
That'll be good. Yeah,
so it's like 4 weeks around them, so close
okay.
to 4 weeks. I mean, we lost a lot of snow today.
Yeah, we sure did. I was surprised.
Yeah.
All right, and we've talked about boundary line painting and walking a line and painting that up the line, next to Kennett Middle School there.
I was just gonna ask on this trail day, maybe instead of
Do you
doing
want it?
trails, do boundary line, I don't, or.
Either or, I'm just
Yeah, we
throwing
can
it out there.
Reconnaissance tells us we don't need to have focus too much on trails, we can do boundary,
Yeah,
yeah. Say boundaries, second priority, trails first, but,
okay, well, let's
but-
just do trails and
Yeah.
then we could,
yeah.
Take a peek at
because
it.
probably by the time we walk the trails, that's still, I don't know.
Well, I'd say I don't mind cruising the trails myself.
Right, I'll definitely do a reconnaissance.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We got
Yeah, 'cause I'm right, I
we
live
got
right
almost
there.
two and a half weeks before Mike leaves.
All
I
right.
don't know, I'm kind of curious as far as leaf blowing, if there's
Right.
going to be much leaves even, so.
Right. Yeah, I'd be surprised if there aren't a bunch of trees down there, just because.
Right.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And all
I
the
mean,
dead oaks around.
Yeah, I mean, there was a fair bit last year, a couple of big ones, but,
Mhm.
yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
All right, well,
Right, as long as we got that covered.
Jake,
Mhm.
boundary work. Second priority. All right.
And then under old business, we just have the, usual long-term, how to raise money in the future, and the trail map needs to be updated. Just kind of keep that in our memory.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I left a message with Jim Innes
Mhm.
about a memorandum of understanding on,
Okay,
on the thing, but haven't heard back from him. Probably maybe the phone. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Never
okay,
mind.
yep,
Stop.
yep. Okay,
So I went in there today, I spoke with Brian Johnston.
Oh, did you?
He's
Okay.
Assistant Director.
Yeah.
And so we walked out and looked at the lock
Oh.
because he thought that it had been taken care of towards the end of last season. He knew about the problem, that it was hard unlocking it,
Yeah.
and they were having troubles. We went out and it worked beautifully.
okay,
So I'll give you the combo that
Okay.
it is. Ours is the combo, and they have a key lock on the bottom.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then I asked him about the do not block the gate sign.
Yes.
He was actually surprised that it had gone missing, because
Yeah.
all it says is foot travel only now. He's
Yeah.
like, there used to be one. So he said, I think I can find one.
Oh, I'm
And,
sure.
he's gonna email if he found one, and he said
Okay.
he'd take care of that.
Oh, nice.
So there'll be a sign on the gate.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so should be all set with those things.
And you,
So
what,
the-
what did you say about the MOU? Or did you ask
That's-
him about it?
No,
I didn't talk
right,
to him
yeah, I was
about that.
just gonna basically,
Yeah.
see what
You left him a message.
Jim has to
Yeah.
say. I mean, obviously he's talked to Kevin. Brian would be obviously the second, person to discuss that with.
Yeah.
So the gate, the lock question is accomplished.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, the lock,
It works.
both of us
Easily.
opened it easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like, I thought that they had replaced it last
Okay.
year.
Right.
With the exact same
Excellent.
lock,
Right.
same combo.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
It looks like they've taken some trees down around
Oh, yeah,
as well.
they
Yeah,
have.
a lot of dead.
Everywhere, every public, access point, they've been cut down.
Yeah, I know.
Trees.
I was up the Kank last week, and a lot of the, like the covered bridge, for
Yeah.
example.
Oh, wow.
I spent a fair amount of time up there
Yeah,
cutting trees out of there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Right.
It looks
cut
pretty.
down at least 15
Yeah, big.
Really? Wow.
big oak trees.
It looks pretty rough. I'm kind of wondering if they're going to rehab that at all.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And also,
I think right now they're just trying to clean it up.
Yeah.
Right now
Yeah.
they're pretty swamped.
Well, my understanding is they've lost some personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Did Brian say
talk
that?
about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Yep. So they're short-handed.
All right.
yep, okay.
Hmm.
And then in the other business, I just wanted to keep on the preview that we were going to meet with Usfelt.
Yeah, yes.
again, just wanted to keep it on the,
Yeah, I was just looking at our last month's minutes to see where we ended up on conservation management plan, and we got to the end of it.
end of it.
right?
Yes, we did.
And then, alright, so we have in our minutes our suggested updates, and then
Mm-hmm.
the agricultural management plan.
We did that with the farmers, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first one we walked through.
Right.
And then, yeah, then my question is, did we follow through and do the updates?
Dates, yeah.
Um,
To be honest, I feel a little, I don't want to say stupid, but a little out of the loop that we actually have 3 plans, and I never really put that together, that there are 3 management plans that we oversee and supervise.
Yeah.
And so it led me to think, as I recruit a new person, that probably we should have a copy of that plan to say, yes, and this is what, you know, when you say, what does the Conservation Commission do? Yes, we sort of help administer these 3 plans. And then being such a hard copy person myself, I feel like I'd like to have a hard copy of all 3 of those plans in front of me so I could review, and now that we've updated them all.
Yeah, I can definitely print them out.
Yeah, whenever, you know, as soon as we've got all the changes made on them and the updates. And then to long-term create that calendar that says every, 5 years or 10 years or whatever it is that, okay, so that, if Kathy drops off the face of the earth. I used to have this purple book at work, and it was, when Kathy drops off the face of the earth, this is, who to call when you need gas, or who to call when, the pest control, and
So I don't, I'm looking back at the January minutes when we had Jake Davis and Paul Richardson here,
right,
and the things discussed were the road status.
Mhm.
We all agreed it's in need of repair.
right. It's on my preview, on my list.
And Jake Davis stated that Russell and I would volunteer to regrade.
Mm-hmm.
Davis and Richardson stated that they could do the grading of any crushed stone that's brought in from the model airplane field to the wellhead.
Yep.
And
That's a lot of material, bro. Boy, probably.
oh yeah, they asked about getting a higher quality lock on the gate,
Yep.
so that's
Been resolved.
checked.
Ben. Yep.
And the do not park sign.
Mm-hmm.
Jake stated that 2 of his volunteers are also Forest Service employees. I don't know if we made that connection at all.
They probably used to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing funny about that.
Yeah, Mike, you said you'd contact Brian Johnson. Is that who you
Yeah.
talked with?
Yep,
Mhm.
yeah. He's
Yep.
the assistant district ranger.
Okay, so Jim Ellis and Brian Johnson.
Mhm.
Okay. So, let's see. And then we talked about maintenance of tree lines, hedgerows, and ditches. That was a general discussion about where to do what. Fall mowing. And then here's the actual contract in minutes. That the contract going forward will have a 5-year term.
Mm-hmm.
Section 10 sanitation, Jay Davis stated that he's paid for and supplied a seasonal porta potty. to serve the farmers and the school groups from Kennett Middle School. And Section 19 insurance, that the farmer contractors will provide a copy of their current insurance. And stipulated that Albany should be named as additional insured, and Usefelt should be named as additional insured. Don't know if we've gotten those, probably not, but
I'd have to check. I'll write it down.
yeah. We asked the farmers if they'd be able to measure and report on the field size.
Mm-hmm.
We stated that we're working with Usefelt on the agricultural management plan. We stated that we're working with the Forest Service to do the MOU for right-of-way. And we thank them for being excellent partners. And that was it. So there's only a couple, the two small updates really, three updates to the actual agricultural management plan. So I guess I'll get an email going with us and Usefelt saying here's our suggested changes to the agricultural management plan and the conservation management plan. And then probably, I think, well, we'll see where that goes. Hopefully we can just have those edits back and forth by email, and then they approve it, we approve it, we can vote on it. And potentially they don't necessarily need to come to another meeting. If they want to, certainly we can.
Yep.
And that will take care of that.
Perfect. Thank you. I guess the only other tidbit of information, it really has nothing to do with the Conservation Commission, but I just want to let you know that I went to a solid waste district meeting. Rick Highland is our representative, and in the bylaws, there's room for an alternate. So I was asked and said yes, that I would be an alternate. And you're welcome. And so our understanding with the town of Conway hadn't been updated in a while. So Rick Highland and John Colbath are going to get together and redraft, or go through and create a draft, and then our next meeting, which is yet to be determined, we'll be doing that. So I just figured, he's reporting to the selectmen, but I figured I could report to you guys that.
So you're now an alternate for the town of Albany.
Yep.
Okay.
On the
And that's
solid
is that
waste.
Mount Rushmore Valley Solid Waste?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I forget what all the acronyms are.
Right.
Still can't get it all down. Well, anything else?
As far as the expansion trail,
No?
I think we
Did you get
are
that
gonna
okay?
make- Well, I think we make the assumption that it's been months, not
No.
8 weeks.
That's right, okay.
That there's no issue with
Mhm.
moving forward. It seemed to me when we met with them here,
Yes,
it was
yeah.
more like a courtesy of us to be asking them to take a look at it.
Mhm.
It wasn't set in stone that we had to do that, but we will do it.
Yep.
I don't know, what are your feelings? I have people, volunteers that are
Ready to go.
Right,
start
yeah.
doing some work, and I'd love to tell them, when the trees leaf and everything, makes it a lot
Mhm.
easier.
Yeah.
Right.
That, and start working on it all.
I can add that in as a separate
That would be great.
to use file, just to
Yeah.
kind
Yes.
of get a response on
Yeah.
go or no
Just
go.
seems-
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
previous administration was very quick about,
Right, yeah.
getting back, and it
Yeah.
wasn't a big deal or anything, but now it seems like,
What do we call the new proposed trail? What is it?
the new proposed trail.
Trail.
There's no name for
Up
it.
on
Up and
the
around
west, yeah.
the ski jump area?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess you
you've been
could call it the
asking about-
south side expansion.
Yep. Yeah, you've been asking about that for a bit.
Yeah, so, you don't want to squander
Yes.
free volunteer help.
Right, yeah.
They're all fired up, so.
And now the weather's good, starting to turn,
Mhm.
excuse me.
All right. I will add that.
Excellent.
Awesome, thanks.
Mhm. All right, our next meeting will be Tuesday, May 6th. And on that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Mike?
Second.
Sean seconds. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Meeting adjourned at 6:52.